Hello, hello. I'm coming live to you a few minutes early because I've got just got an itchy, and I want to just start playing around. But I'm gonna wait for people to start coming in. So this is Eddie at Eddie Makes Art. Hello, hello. Becky says she's already chimed in. Hey, Becky, this starts when I have to leave to go to work. Oh, that sucks. But I gave a thumbs up and I'll watch the replay tonight. Thanks so much. She says, have fun, Grandpa. Well, thanks, Becky. Yeah, Grandpa actually was up late last night till about 11 watching the rest of the Last Kingdom series, which is amazing. There's a full length movie too that was made after, so I might have to watch that this weekend. Hi, Tina. How are ya? Thanks for stopping by. Got a couple things on the plate here I need to pull. Otherwise, I want to work on some tags, maybe do a little bit of texture paste and maybe some of this gloss medium that I picked up. And I got the Artist Loft, sort of like a lower end brand, because the other ones are just way too expensive right now. Hi, Zal. How are you? Happy Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show you some stuff I have here. Let's see. Some print. This was, let's see. Oh, no, not that. That's for a new video. Hi, Soul. How are you? Hi, Painted Prayers. What do we call you, Painted Prayers? Hi, Cat. How are you? So this is a print that I pulled. I did after the last live stream I did, and there was all this gorgeous stuff along the edge of the gel plate. So I took some liberties and I put down this stencil. This is a Big Arches by Safia Button, and I put it down. I put the red over it, pulled it off. And then I applied I believe it was phthalo blue around the border, but then in the middle I did the gold. And this is the beauty I got. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. I'm glad you could be here today. So this has some really, really yummy stuff all along the edges that I wanted to capture. And so I did. Hi, Glenda. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. If you're watching but you can't chat, that means you're not subscribed. But I believe I have set it up where if you subscribe, you only have to wait about a minute or so to join the chat, and you definitely want to join the chat. All right, so that was that. And then with the same stencil, I mixed up this color. I think it was alizarin crimson. And I added, no, it was this crimson. I apologize. It was carmine, Carmino, crimson. This is from Windsor Newton Galleria. Hi, Angela. This would make a great book cover. This one, and it's big enough for sure. That's an idea. Thank you. So with this one, I mixed the carmine with some black paint, and I made myself a darker red, which I love. And then I use some texture plates I have to pull paint. So that's where you see the stars and these letters. And then behind that, I have some metallic gouache. This is acrylic gouache from Vallejo. It's gold. and I added a little bit of water and airbrush medium, mixed it up, poured it over the back and kind of brayered it out a little bit. But of course, with all the extra added fluid, it started doing all this wonderful separating. And then I picked it up from the plate with parchment. So it's not white. It's got a nice creamy tone to it. It goes really nice with the red and this sort of goldy metallic. Oh, it's pretty fun. It's always funny because like I'll be sitting here by myself, nice and quiet, and these ideas come to me. But when I'm chatting with you guys, it's a little harder. I got camera fright. All right, let's set that over here. And then these are from the last live stream. I believe you watched me pull this one. This was 2 layers. And that was kind of the idea of the last stream, was playing with the color cards, the color cubes, and also layering stencils. Someone's loud today. Have you used unbleached parchment before? I have not unbleached parchment, but what is the other one I have? I have unbleached titanium, which I love too. And I'm almost out of it, but I went with the parchment because I just wanted something a little bit lighter, and the parchment's definitely lighter. But yes, I do like this unbleached titanium, and I think it's beige from Lucas Krill. It's kind of in the same vein as these, and that's a nice one too. Oh, the paper. No, I have not. Unbleached parchment paper. No, I haven't. I need to try that. I've heard of it, obviously, but I've never tried it on the gel plate. This is actually medical exam paper on here. And then this is my hammer mill paper. And I'll pull these in a minute. No. What are the benefits of pulling on unbleached parchment paper? Is it, what color is the unbleached parchment? Meaning, does it have more of a brownish tone to it, or is it like a just like kind of off white? I don't know. Yeah. And these issues I've been having with my paper kind of like acting weird on the plate and making these wrinkles, it's because it's a lighter weight that I'm normally used to. And so I've got to pull back on the amount of paint I put on the plate. That's the problem. So there you go. And this was a fun one with Darcy's squared up. And this has a ombre effect in the back using some, I think it's metallic in the middle and mint. It's like a mint color on either side. This was a fun one to do. This was like straight from one of the color cards that we chose. And hi, Penka. Oh, okay. No, but I do use this stuff here, which is this is a little heavier than packaging paper. This is more like the painter's paper you put down to protect surfaces. But it's similar to this, and I have used that. Right, for sure. Did I say hi, Rosemary? I might have said it quickly, but hi, Rosemary. And this one was a mashup of the stencil, my sweet crescents, and then Darcy's squared up. That was a fun one to do. This one I kind of blew the original because this was the paint was just too dark and I used the wrong size plate, but I think it ended up good. Just trim around it. This is one I did off camera, but I pulled on camera. It's using my Sweet Crescent stencil, both versions. There's a mask version and there's one with a full border, like a full stencil. So I've used both. And then in here, you can see the concentric or the swirl in there. That's one of my foam stamps I used when I put down the red paint, and then I pulled it all with the primary yellow. Really fun combo. Yes, Angela, that's a good place to get paper. I've used the dollar store newsprint, which is like kind of like a off-white color, a little thinner, but that's good too. Here's another fun one we did. This was with squiggles and squares, and it's with the transparent red iron oxide, I believe. I did. It was either that or the azo gold. And then behind that, I did in aqua the one of my diamond ring stencils, and then I pulled it with yellow ochre. One of my favorites. Yeah, the kids' doodle pads are good. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome, welcome. This was an awesome one we did too. This is the one where I kind of mixed up a grayish sort of color, and it just made the print really luxurious looking. This one turned out really good. Now, this was a cleanup on the plate. This was the large plate, and I'll show you what I did was I laid the paper down like that, so you can see. So I was trying to get the border, and I was like, well, let me do some of this on the regular white paper. So I pulled two stencils. This is one of the two smaller video games, the 5x7 that I've altered, so there's no edge on it. And this is the mask of Sweet Crescent. Now behind it, I don't know if you can see these fine lines and swirls and stuff. That is one of Froyle's stamps. This one here, forgot what, Journey Home. I believe this is part 1. So I used this stamp to pull paint off. And there's a couple of different colors going on in there, but yeah, I thought these were fun. This was one that was kind of like ooky mooky when I pulled it. It was just kind of blah. And so I went over it with the transparent red iron oxide and got that. Looks much better. Probably could use more on it though. For now, I'm going to set these aside. Hi, Susie. I have a few minutes during lunch. Oh, awesome. So let me pull this. This was a cleanup. I had mixed some paint on here, and this was just a cleanup. And I pulled it with a fluorescent blue. Like I said, this is medical exam paper, so it can rip on you. But I'm not worried about that. Hi, Graham. I don't know if you hear that rustling in the background. That's one of my cats. She's being annoying. That's that. And then this was okay. So this was a flop off from the stencil when I did this one. Okay. So that's where it started. And I kind of wasn't sure what to pull it with. I put a background on it with some of my one of my stencils, the tin tiles or vintage floor tile. And then I pulled it with this green, but it's okay. Kind of lost some of the original stuff, but I'm okay with it for now. You know, it's a good background. It's cute. Okay. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Sal. Yeah, that green is Hooker's Green Hue Permanent from the Liquitex. Good. I have an interview. Oh, you have a couple hours? All the best, Graham. All the best. Sending you uh, anything positive I can come up with. I will send to you via the airwaves. Hi, Lucy. Welcome. All right. So what do I have here? Okay, so these were the ones that I did off camera. This was to clean up the plate. And Kat suggested this would make a great book cover. And yeah, I might have to do that. I've been saving some packaging chipboard, packaging cardboard. So maybe I'll employ some of that to make a cover for something. And then this was on the rice. Well, it's the Yasutomo sketch paper. Let's put that on. That is a good paper to pull on the gel plate. Let's move this. This is still light. I thought it's 11:30. It's just after the beginning, so half the laughter with Naya Thomas. Hi, Naya Thomas. Yes, there's some that's I use stencils, a lot of stencils. Today I'm going to use a bunch of these small ones to go over tags with texture paste and maybe some gloss medium. I'm not sure. We'll start with a couple of them here. And these are just oak tags that I got from, I think, the Amazons. And they're like, they just come like this in a large pack. They're not super heavy, but they're a good weight. And so let's see here. I wish Becky was still here. I've got her keyhole stencils. They come in a set of 4, I believe. I don't know I think they come in a large version now. I don't have any mods at the moment to drop links, so unfortunately, I would direct you to pmartiststudio.com to check out any of the stencils. Hi, Martha. Hello, hello. And these are 2 of mine. You just saw this pattern on that gel print here. This is the 5x7 version of that. This is vintage. These are vintage floor tile 1 and 2. There's that one. This one I believe is called Asters. This one's designed by PM artists themselves. This one is my Flores Geométricas, which is geometric flowers in Spanish. And this comes in the 3 sizes, 5x7, 8x10, and 9x12. This is the small mask version of Squiggles and Squares. This was requested by P, actually, over at PM Studio. So thanks to her. And this is one of their more popular ones called Wonky Net, the 5x7. So got the squiggles down. We'll start with that there. And for my texture paste, I'm using this Liquitex Professional Light Modeling Paste acrylic. And I have a bucket of water next to me to rinse off these stencils because you don't want to let them dry with that paste on them, because that's just asking for trouble. Hi, Barb. How are you? We got the West Coast in the house. Soon she'll be sort of Midwest, middle of the country. All right, so I like to go in and kind of just loosen it up a little bit. So I don't know how dry these will be by the time I can come back and put stuff on them, like paints or inks or sprays. But that's why I figured let me do some now, and maybe by towards when I'm ready to before I'm ready to leave, I can finish them. But I wanted to show you how I do it. So I put the stencil down where I want it, hold it, use both hands. Hold it down as best you can. You can tape it down if you're more comfortable that way. And then you're going to load up your palette knife, and then one fell swoop, just go down. Okay. Again, this way, this way. If you need to, grab more. So I like a nice loft to my design. So I'm making sure there's enough. And then you're gonna, although I should do them a little thinner today because I need them to dry. I mean, this was like a last minute idea, so I didn't think to pre-make these, but you know how it goes. And gently lift. So we get this cool design left behind. And then we can come in later with inks or sprays or whatever to color them in. So I'm gonna, let me just scrape that. Just put another tag there. Maybe I'll reposition this. And with what's left on the stencil, I'll do this one. Hi, Belinda. I'm great. How are you? Thanks for hanging out. Ta-da, ta-da. All right, let me lift this up. So you see, it's got a decent lift, but it's not super, super thick. Is that Uta? Hi, Uta. How are you? I already messed that one up. So let me scrape some of this off here. And then I'm just going to dump this in my bucket of water here to clean. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are not able to chat, it's because you're not subscribed. So take a second, subscribe to the channel, and then you can join all the fun here in the chat. These lovely, lovely folks. Let's do the flowers. How about that? Maybe we can conjure up some spring weather. Because, well, I guess it was kind of springy yesterday. It was rainy and it got warmer for here, which is like, in the 40s, low 40s. All right. Again, just hold it down the stencil as best you can and just in one swoop come down. Yes, I know there's some gunk in there. That's scraped out from the other stencil. It's okay. A little collateral damage, but we're going to paint over these anyway. Okay, here we go. Um, well, let's see. Hi, Yolande. I let's see. I make tags, I make journals, I've made decorative boxes with gel prints. I've decorated boxes for my storage. So like this one is got decorated with gel prints. This one here, I've got several. Um I make artist trading cards, collage, all kinds of stuff. From the UK, I have lots of lovely viewers from the UK. If you're from the UK, say hi to Naya. Y'all connect. Hello, Karen. Good morning. I wasn't going to go live today, but Karen's live stream yesterday inspired me to. I'm going to get rid of this to get on here today because I have not been feeling good lately, and sometimes when you don't feel right, you don't want to do the thing that you do. You just kind of want to just do nothing. So, but after listening to Karen and watching her create beautiful stuff yesterday, beautiful art, I decided I was going to do my live stream today and just play around and, you know, do what I like to do and have fun with you guys, even if it's just playing with some modeling paste and tags and stencil. It makes me happy. Yes, I'm doing me because I'm all I've got. And if I don't do me, then I don't got me. You get me? Again, this one is Wonky Net. Um, uh, any of these stencils products that I'm using, the stencils and stamps, they are available at pmartiststudio.com. If you've never shopped at PM Artist Studio, check it out. They got some amazing stuff. And if you are a first-time purchaser, you can use my code EddieFan10. I always forget to mention that, but EddieFan number 10, 10, that's one word. You type that into the discount box, and so that's for when you check out, and it will give you 10% off your first purchase of $35 or more. All right, so that's our wonky nut one. Let's do another one. Maybe we can do some of wonky net, and some of something else. Uh, Or I could do it this way. So it's more diamond-like. Let's do that. It's another good advantage of having the smaller stencils. Besides doing the famous McCoy mashup on your gel plate, you can do. They're great for doing smaller projects like this, or if you do a lot of journal work. Hi, Mariah. When did you get in here? Hey, girl. Thank you, Rhonda. Um, you can do a like stamping or inking on your pages with the smaller stencils. So here we have the same stencil, two different ways. Here. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. All right. I'll do a couple more. And like I said, hopefully they'll have dried within an hour. Why do I keep ripping that? I'm a silly goose. Let me scrape some of that off there. Well, I'm glad we could help distract you today, Naya. I'm so happy. I know, like I said, I wasn't feeling myself either, but I decided to make a mess, and making a mess sometimes just makes you happy. I know Mariah doesn't like to hear that because she's very neat and organized, but you gotta make a mess. Just teasing Mariah. Mariah likes to make charts. So, oh, this is so funny, Mariah. So, my brother yesterday, I was watching Karen's live stream, and my brother's like, "Hey, you got a program that you can I can make like a scoreboard or a score sheet?" I'm like, "Okay." Um, you have what's called Numbers on your phone. It's an app that comes with your phone, and you can make charts and scoreboards with that or score sheets. No, I don't have that. Okay. Do you have pages? No, I ain't got that. Okay. So he takes my iPad and I show him the Numbers app. And he sits at the desk at my art desk, which is right next to where my regular desk is, where I was yesterday. And he's sitting and he talks through everything. So he's like pushing buttons and just oh, why won't it do this? Okay, let me try and do, and like talks through everything he's thinking. And I'm like, dude, seriously, you need to be quiet because Karen's preaching and I'm trying to listen and you're making me angry. So he finally gives up. I don't know what he ended up doing. I think he found the Numbers app on the phone, on his phone. So I'm like, okay, do you do that on your own time? But yeah, I needed to tell you guys that that was too funny. And like he knew he was bugging me because I'm like sitting there like just staring at Karen, rubbing my temple, like, would you please like shut up, shut up. Anyway, so which other pattern do I want to do? Let's do the keyholes for the last one. I think he was bummed because I wouldn't do it for him. And it just happened to be Karen was talking about it's okay to say no. No is a complete sentence. And you shouldn't feel guilty about saying no when it's not in your best interest. And at that time, making a scoreboard was not in my best interest. So I didn't even say no. I just sat there, kept on doing what I was doing, and he got the hint pretty quickly like, dude, I'm not doing it for you. You're a big boy, you know. Put on your big boy trousers and get it done. But he would I know see like this is not to get personal, but he would do that with my mom. You know, mom, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? I'm like, dude, you're a grown man. You should have your own. I don't know. I've been taking care of myself since I was 17. Because when I graduated high school, I went straight to college. Like I went to college in Boston, but I moved into the dorms. So I left the house. I went on my own. I was working as well, making my own money and paying for school. So, you know, I've been taking care of myself for a very long time. And he always has to be taken care of. And we had a huge discussion recently about that where I ain't his carer. I don't take care of his house. I don't take care of his stuff. That's your business. I have my business that I take care of. That's it. We're big boys, you know. And if you need something, if you feel like there's something I need to be doing or should do, you can talk to me like an adult, but you don't direct me like I am your housekeeper. Because I work from home doesn't mean that I don't do nothing. It's plenty I do. And because it doesn't interest you doesn't mean that it's not valid. So yeah, we had that conversation. So he's learned. All right. Let's move these tags onto something so they can dry. I can move them all at once and they can dry. Here we go. So that's a fascinating peek into my life. Thanks, Mariah. Yeah, because Yeah, I'm a people pleaser for sure. But in the last several years, that has become much less and less because people do show you who they are when you least expect it. And it's usually not good. So, he's telling me, "Oh, did you call this person?" Referring to people in the family. And I go, "When was the last time they called me? When was the last time they blew up my phone saying, 'Hey, I know you're stuck out there in the burbs with no car, nowhere to go. What's up?'" Nope. Do you know who's called my phone more times than anybody in my family? Mariah, PM Artist Studio. That's who. So there you go. And that's why I am always there for Mariah. 'Cause she's always there for me. She's awesome. Don't cry, girl. Don't be crying, Mariah. I can feel it. And then you're going to make me cry. And I'm not doing that. Not today. All right. Hi, Ann Webb. We love you too. She is my sister from another mister for sure. We have very similar brothers, so we commiserate on that often. If you watch PM Artist Studio, you know. No, Mariah, that is not throwing Mariah under the bus. That is for sure. That is me saying Mariah is fabulous. All right. What do I have over here? Oh, that's something for something else. I can show you that. 'Cause I did a little thing yesterday on a video, and but I will show you that when the video comes out. My heavy book that I use to weigh things down. All right. Let's get Big Bertha out here. Big Bertha. Here you go. Why not? Let's get this out here. Oh, take care, Naya. I'm so glad you were able to come and hang out for a little while. Good luck with everything. Oh boy, Karen's gonna have a blast. She's got a big boy. It was a 16 by 20 gel plate. That's a big one for sure. Okay. Oh, this is Sunflower. This is by Miriam Wolf, aka Miriam. So let's do some stuff with that. These are, if you've never seen these stencils, types of stencils, these are 74-pound UPO. This is a brand new one, so it's going to stick really nicely to the plate, but be aware it will stick to your paper too if you're not careful. What am I looking for? Oh, here's what I'm looking for. Fern. I'm going to do these in fern. Ah, that's what I do, Karen. That's what I do. Like Obama says, that's what I do. After he dunks a basketball. Y'all remember that video? He like easily dunks a basketball and then he starts walking and people like woo 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 hoot and holler and he goes, "That's what I do." Hi Sherry, how are ya? So you guys don't let me forget these tags that are drying over here. I'll check them in about a half hour or so to see how they're doing. That's what I do. What an awesome, awesome person. Right, lovely. This is let that dry a little bit. There's my 9 by 12. Yes, like it clean. Nice and clean. Gonna flop off on here. Something happened. Oh, it's my messages. Take care, Elizabeth. Thanks for hanging. Toot toot, beep beep. That's nice. And I kind of want to do a little bit of what Karen was doing last night. If you didn't stick around for the grand finale, you missed out because Karen was doing some really beautiful stuff there on her plate towards the end. And it was just putting paint on the plate and then on the paper and then, yeah, playing around. So I have some Jack Richardson print making paper that I forgot I purchased. And I remembered last night, so I pulled it out. This is it. This is printmaking paper, 50 sheets come in a pack of 9 by 12, 88 pound. This I purchased at Blick. You got some seafood. Yes, good for you, girl. She was craving her seafood last night. I don't really crave seafood. I crave the only seafood I crave, to be honest, are scallops because they're so flipping good. But it's like you have to mortgage your house to get an order of scallops, or like if you buy them at the store, it's just insane. All right, so I'm gonna start with some fluorescent blue, which I got last night. Yeah, I did cat. Yeah, I do remember that. He did not allow people to disrespect him. Not no. Right. Just gonna play around, see what happens on this paper. I should put down more paint. I forget this is a 9 by 12 paper. All right, you need to go this way so I can get my paints. Oh, the other color I got was when I went the other day to the store. I got Payne's Gray from the Liquitex. So use some of that. And let's see here. I love scallops and bonefish. Bonefish, the Bonefish Max, is that what it's called? I like that place. I've been to one of those in forever. Nope, I don't do shrimp. I don't do oysters. Not the same as in Colorado, I guess. Yeah, I hate when you go to a different state and like the same restaurant in the same chain is not the same. Nope, I don't like the shrimp. They are yucky, yucky, yucky. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Oh, here. I'm looking for my metallics and they're like way over here. And La La Land. No, that's too dark, Daddy. That's too dark. I can do calamari. Yeah, I do like calamari. Deep fried calamari with some good sauce and some banana peppers. Yum. Just kissing it. Kiss the plate. Hi, E. Miller. Little fish girl, that's what it is. A little bit more on that edge. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit because other plate ready to go. Okay. So, I need to you know what happened is I put away my stencils yesterday. Like I organized them. Not like organized, but like I put them nice and neatly back in the drawer where I had them. I had a kind of a big pile sticking out here. Um, this is teardrop petals. We'll do a layer of that. And for this, I'm gonna go bold and use this not phthalo, Pyrrole red. I think that's good for organized. They're in a bin, you know. Take care, Uta. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling this Pyrrole red, and let's do it. Look at that beautiful red. Well, Angela, whatever works for you. That's my thing. As long as you're not a hoarder, you're like, and you refuse to clean. That's when you know you got a problem. My mom had a closet where she hoarded so much stuff, and like you can even walk in there. Um, but it was like it was a lot of good stuff, but she just didn't know how to. She didn't have someone help her organize it, and so when I moved back home, I tried to. I put a dent in it, but it was like it was a lot of stuff. Let's talk about the reds. Now look at how good that red looks with the fern green paint. I'm really happy about that. Now I'm gonna flop that off onto the other plate that I flopped off. These sunflowers. It's very vibrant. Yes, Rhonda. Good word. Vibrant. Good shout. All right. So work in progress. Go to here. Put this on here. Oops. piece of that Richardson paper. Let's see how much of that get up. Sometimes these like cleanup type prints turn out to be so good. So that's kind of why I wanted to play with it. This sort of method today. Yeah, it's all dry. Diox purple. That was the other one I picked up. Not as big as Karen's. So Miss Karen, she had to be, at the top of the class. So Miss Thing got her a barrel size of this dioxazine purple, which I think is fabulous. I love that Karen. She even dated it so she could see how long it's going to take her to use it. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah, Karen was great, really awesome yesterday. She said a lot of amazing things that would apply to a lot of us. A lot of good advice. Karen said, "Hold up, hold my beer. You gonna get me some of that dioxazine purple and industrial size? Y'all gonna be jealous of Miss Karen." I told y'all I'm making a mess today. Uh, what could we get out of here? Looking at me colors. A little yellow ochre, why not? A beautiful mess, yes, that's right. I'm just gonna play around. Got it. I got some on there. Yes, Miss Darcy knows how to make an awesome painting paper. So my kind of goal with this is by the end is I will have something really cool. So when I flip it over, it's gonna have all kinds of cool stuff, and then I can do a nice big print and it will look fantastic. That's the goal. We shall see. I picked up more of this too, light blue permanent. Good one to have in the stash. Yes, yes, yes. Love it, love it. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I am enjoying myself too. That is for sure. Brayer up on there. I'm going to turn my attention now to that red and green sunflower. Yeah, that's pretty dry. So now we got to think of a pull color for this bad boy here. The first color that comes to mind is Prussian. How do we feel about a Prussian blue for this? Do we think that's too dark? Should we do perhaps something less dark, but still as intense as like a phthalo blue? Or do we go lighter and kick it in with some fluorescence? We're going to play. I need to get out a piece of this paper here. Blue lottery. All right. So I'm gonna do fluorescent in the middle and Prussian on the outer edges. I feel you, Nancy, and I think, and that's why I put in the fluorescent in the middle. So let's see what we get. Yeah. I wasn't thinking green simply because I didn't want it to go Christmassy with the red because it's a bright red. I think it would have gone Christmassy, but um, you know, we can think about that on the other plate that I've done the flop offs on and see if I can if maybe we could do one with green. Although I've got this beautiful paint on here. But let me do this. I'm gonna clean off my brayer. Hi Renee. How are you? You're just coming in. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Very much appreciate it. Share the stream if you want. That's always a great help as well. Ooh, look at that. I think this one is gonna be awesome. Love it. So we're talking about this. All right. So now these aren't, the red obviously isn't as strong on this, but so Yolan said pink. It is, Angela. It's the top one. We're about an isolation coat and then pick up with grass green. Well, let's try that on this one. You know what? I'm going to use some of this new gloss gel medium I got, and I'm going to do a layer of this for an isolation layer, and then pick it up with a green. Yep, all covered. Right, that's good. Just need a few minutes. I love that the gel medium starts taking off the paint on the brayer as I'm brayering it out on here. It's all coming off the brayer. Boom, 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 boom. Come back here. Okay, so what is going on here? All right, I'm going to add a stencil to this at this point. Give me just a moment, kids. Here we go. This is a good one. This is oh, I always forget the name of this one. Something weave. I don't know. Thanks, Mariah. Take care, Soul. Thanks for hanging out. So for this, I am gonna use something. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Something bright. This is gonna get some lime green. Because why? I want to. And I think I'm out of that olive one. Karen, the one that you've been using that you love, the light olive. That one. I forgot to grab some at the store the other day. But yeah, I need to get some more of that. A little green here and there. Nice little touches of green. Woven cross stitch. Thank you, Mariah. There's a link in the chat if you're interested. Great stencil. Let me get that dry. This one. No, not. Yeah, let me just flip it out on there. Yeah, because you're basically that layer is gonna it should stop any mixing of the another color that you put behind it. And that's kind of what I'm avoiding, is mixing whatever color that goes behind it. So should work. And if it don't, it don't. But I think it should. No, that's all I'm going to get off of that. Come on. Okay. Let's play with that. That's still wet. Yeah. And let me just check one of these tags. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. This one is, they're almost dry. Yeah, these thicker ones are going to take a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm not pushing on it because sometimes it's not, because it dries from the outside in. So I want to be careful I don't smoosh the design. So, what do I got here? I got this big one. Yeah, I got a couple of small stencils here. Let's just play around. Doing all sorts of stuff today. Just want to do some dioxazine purple, some of this light blue permanent. And let's see what we got. Cool, cool. Hi, Christy. There we go. All right, let's give this one a gander. What? Look at how pretty that is. It's so pretty. It's got a little bit of light in the middle from the fluorescent blue, but it's nice. I love it. Thanks, Christy. Thank you, guys. We're gonna play with that one again. We need the sunflower stencil. Here we go. Here. Girl, don't break a hip, Karen. Okay. You know, when you get to our age, this can happen easily. Have y'all seen that fainting couch commercial for Bridgerton, where I think it's the three women are riding on the fainting couch they found in New York City, and they're like, "Oh my God, that is such a good ad." I hate that it's F book, but it's a good ad, and they use a orchestral version of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Oh yes, Nancy has a new video using all kinds of PM Artist Studio stamps. Haven't had a chance to watch it, but I will this evening. All right, let's do another sunflower. But maybe make some shiny metallic with the burnt orange. A lot of orifices in this little thing, so I want to make sure you have enough paint to get into all the good areas here. Yeah, this has a very painty smell, this particular one. It hits you, but it's not offensive. That's good. Okay. Yeah, this is the burnt orange. No, this is actually it's fern green. It's this color, the fern from Lucas Krill. It's not called fern green, it's called fern. That was not wet. That was from that first print we did. So we have this lovely. Oops. Just lovely, lovely. I love how smooth this metallic paint rolls out. The finish is it's really, really lovely. That shouldn't take too long. Going on this bad boy here. You know what I'm going to do? You guessed it. Don't be a poopy head, stencil. go. See? A little extra layer on there. That'll be fantastic. Oh, this one with the gel gloss medium, this should be dry enough. Yep. So we were talking about a green, something possibly bright. What do we think here? To pull this with a green, I will wait for suggestions and get myself ready over here. Can mix some paint. Oh, there's someone at my door. So I'm going to let you guys. Maybe you can look at this beauty while I go check that out. All right. Well, there was a delivery, but not for me. I'm still waiting on my t-shirts that I ordered. All right. Back there. All right, so let me think here. If I were green, let's start with the yellow. Start with the primary yellow. And then maybe is there any cerulean blue left in here? This one's kind of empty. Hi, Amy K. I said green 3 times, and by golly, she appeared. Still some green in there, or blue. This is cerulean. It's like Beetlejuice. You say green 3 times, and Amy pops up. It's kind of a, it's not very bright. Let's try some of this right there. Kind of rearranged some paints the other day, and they're kind of like everywhere now. But oh boy. Oh, here it is. This yellow. This is bismuth yellow. What do we think of that? To go with that. Okay, so get that on there. Hopefully that's enough. And I'm going to get my paper, which for this, I think I'm going to use the tissue. Not the tissue, rather the exam paper. Float like a butterfly, sting like when I pee. That was naughty. I was thinking the metallic green, and I was like, no, I like this kind of matte green, and I think it was gonna, I don't know, kind of vibing with this. So I went with that. Woohoo! You see, the red is still red, and the fern is still fern. Violets are red, roses are blue, ferns are green. It's a joke about old ladies' knickers. Oh boy. Snozberries taste like snozberries. Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. You gotta get up here and dry. What's over here? Oh, we've got this one. Metallic green. This is the one that gets metallic green. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Super Troopers. Super Troopers, such a good movie. Loverly. All right. Look at that. The purple with that metallic. Oh, say what? Say what? Cool. I'm excited for that one. I'm just going to mix these two colors on here. And let's see. Reach, Eddie, reach. Random plate. What is the arch? Other one I wanted to use. Sorry, guys, it's taking me a second to decide what I want to use. Because I am picky, picky, picky. Here, let's use this because it is her birthday and she's in the chat. This is Suspension Eye from our dear friend Yolande. One of her designs. Come on. Line her up. Edward. I have trouble lining it up. Okay. I haven't been drinking. This is just one little layer here. Just to clean up. Oops, chunk of paint there. We don't want that. All right, let's get this cleaned up. Take care, Yolande. Enjoy your day and have fun with the sis. I don't know what aquafit is. I guess you do stuff in the pool. That's my guess. Do some exercising in the pool. Where are my fluids? They're hiding. Hi, Sherry. How are ya? Let's use some of this stuff here. This is some the fluid acrylics, the distress ones. You can go in the water. And this one does fun things like crazes. And it's probably not going to do it because I went over regular paint with it, but that's okay. Just because I see it out of the corner of my eye, I'm going to pick this up with some black paper because ain't nobody got time to wait for that to dry, right, Karen? Put that paper down really messed up. I'm getting snow in Cali. What part of Cali? You must be in the mountains. Hi, Adrian. Yeah. Must be pretty up there. Ain't that pretty? Look at that. Got a little bit of little bit of metallic shine, but it's got a nice grungy vibe to it. Hi, Heather. Heather's Mixed Media Studio. Welcome. Love that. There's something about the mountainous areas, you know. Remember when I stayed with my best friend in the mountains of Arizona? It's just so, it's different. Obviously, the air is different. I got a little sick on the way there, but that's because of the the altitude change. But once you get acclimated, it's like it's so good. The breathing is better. Thank you, Michelle. Hi, how are you? Thanks, Kat. Here, let's do some more with this beauty. So, let's get some. Yes. Do some of the zinc. This is zinc. Uh, Dazzling metallic from. Oh, I haven't even opened this. Deco art. Mariah, if you would be so kind, can you drop a link to your live stream? Mariah over at PM Artist Studio, her and Patricia Carmichael will be live streaming today at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Central. And today's Thursday, so I'm sure there'll be some thoughting along with some amazing arting. So, yeah, drop the link for the folks who've never been over there, or as a reminder to folks who have. This stencil is by our friend Yolande or Devin Rex for Art, Suspension in Eye. It's the 9x12. Let's see here. This is her YouTube, Devin Rex 4. Since I've got some of this out, I'm just going to go ahead and start printing on it, the Jack Richardson paper. Not. What's everybody's plans for the weekend? Anybody doing anything? Wait, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that good? Isn't that just so good? Let's see if I can get a little bit more. Problem is getting these edges because it's a smaller plate than the stencil, but that's okay. Get that grungy fabulousness. Let's do some more. Let's do some more. So I use that here. Let's do some of this blue. Another, and these are inexpensive paints. This is folk art. The other one is deco art. So yeah, play around with different paints, different brands. Now that's a lot on there, so I'm gonna do a couple of pulls to pour a lot out, but that's okay. A couple of prints on this. This is medical exam paper that I've cut down. It comes in these large rolls, and I just cut it down. Basically, I cut it this way, 12, about 13 inches this way, about 12, 13 inches, and then I cut it in half. I cut that, and then I cut that piece in half. In a few minutes, I'll go check on those tags I made earlier too. Hopefully, some of them are dry enough I can start getting some ink and stuff on them. Look at that. Shiny goodness. I think for the next one, I'm going to get my fluids. No, not that one. Here, this is turquoise phthalo. Don't need a whole lot, just enough. Because we're not letting it dry. We're doing quick pulls, and the fluid paints love to stick to Yupo, but when you apply the paper while it's still wet, you can get some really cool, fun, grungy prints. So that's what we're doing. I really should be using a paper towel, but yeah, what are you gonna do? That. Let's come back with another one. Now this one I'll rub a little bit more. There's more contact with the actual stencil, so I can probably get more stuff off the stencil, and that's going to create some cool stuff on the paper. Oh, thank you. I'm very happy you enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. Kind of dry already. I got some. I got some. You just have to be vigorous in your frottage, if you will. Lovely. Okay, so those are good. So get these to the side here. What's going on under here? Do another layer, and this time I'm gonna go for my trans orange or transparent red iron oxide. Got orange on the brain. Insane in the brain. Got orange in the membrane. Gen Xers, what up? What up? This one. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna use this paper here. This has a cool edge on it anyway. So it'll just add to it. I am going to get a paper towel because it does help get into the nooks and crannies. Hello, Carrie. How are you, sir? Look at the stencil, though. Look at the patina on that stencil. I don't know if you're watching Patricia Carmichael, but I hope you're proud of that. I did that. It looks like rusted metal. It really, really does. Just gonna do. I'm gonna do one more of that. And tiny bit of Payne's gray. Don't ask me why, but just a tiny bit of Payne's gray. I don't know. I'm channeling Queen P. Where are my bracelets? Where's my sassy hat? I would say I love what that the Prussian, not the Prussian, the Payne's gray did there. Darkened it up and see it's pulling off more off the stencil there, but it's so good. Okay, I'm gonna lift the stencil ever so gently. I'm gonna let that be because I want to take or scan this stencil in that to keep that color, and then I can keep using it. I want to keep that for something. So I'll let that dry completely, and then I'll scan it up later. Put it into the system. This will dry. So this is like a mini long haul, if you want to even call it that. All right, what's going on over here? Okay, so I've got this to pull. Let me pull this first before we move on to anything else. Look at that. Very much so beautiful. What do you think, Miss Karen? This was your call for some metallic green. Love that. I think that turned out very pretty. Let's see if this one's ready to go. This is the one where I mixed up the green with, I made a green with some primary yellow, bismuth yellow, and this cerulean. And it was the flop off of another stencil and or from the previous print. So this was the original print, and the flop offs from the stencils I used here went onto this plate. Then I did an isolation layer with some gel gloss medium or gloss gel medium. And then I'm put down this fabulous green. And my goal was to use that layer of gloss medium as an interference layer or an isolation layer rather to keep my red from going brown and to keep the fern from going even darker. And I think I've achieved that. Hello, Shannon. How are you? I hope you're well. I think this turned out really nice. Very, very happy with that. Okay. So we've got some more paint to put down, and then we can get over to these tags that I put the texture paste on at the beginning of the stream. Yes, those are Miriam sunflowers, and they are beautiful. All right, so here they are in burnt the burnt orange metallic. See, like I was saying before, it rolls out so smoothly and like, oh, it's wonderful. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so we're gonna do another stencil behind it. Let's do another stencil. I don't have like that one, no. No, no, no. There's gotta be one that's gonna work. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to see what's gonna work. It's big enough for the plate. Oh, let's get cracking with some desert cracks. PM Artist Studio to the rescue. That down. Okay, so let's talk about color. What are we thinking with this beautiful orange? So this is not going to be a pickup layer. This is going to be a layer. So we need to decide what layer we want. I'm not going to leave this down because I don't want to pull up any of this metallic. So until I'm ready to put paint down, I'm not going to put it down. All right, so burnt orange. I've got my Pyrrole red. That would be a good combo. Yeah. There is dioxazine purple, which could be too dark. Because remember, I'm going to put the paint over the stencil. So I'm going to, the larger openings are what's going to be the color I put down. So I don't want to overpower the sunflowers. Definitely not these. Can go away. Arctic blue, pink or lavender, maybe blue. Okay. Pink or lavender. What about this bright purple? What do we think of this? There, this Arctic. We're gonna go blue. I have the permanent blue, the light permanent blue. Oops. No, stay here. I have this here, primary blue, red, red. Now, since I did the other one with red, I'm going to do this one with the purple. The orange is opaque. It's the metallic. It is opaque. Well, that's what we don't know, Rhonda, because I got to put this next layer down first and see what it looks like. To see where we're going to go next. Primary blue and purple. Go metallic purple with the orange. All right. Gary is daring me today, and I think I'm going to go with his dare. I'm going to call him on his bluff, and I'm going to go with it. Yeah, no, I know, Rhonda. I was thinking too, trying to think ahead too. But sometimes for me, unless I see it like down, it's hard for me to make the connection as to like, okay, is this going to go, or what should we go with next? So let's see here. But okay, Mariah, I'm going to compromise. I am going to do some of this lighter purple. This is called bright purple, and the metallic. And do a little bit of both. So now that we know we're putting down purple, we can think about a pull color. All right, and then give this a gentle pull because this is a delicate one. Don't want to snap your UFO. Lovely. Let's take a peek. See, I like the combo. I hate this lighting, but I like the combo of the plain purple with the metallic. I think that's going to look really cool. Give me a second. I'll get some white paper under here so we can see that better. Thanks, Christy. Come up here. No worries, Al. I'm so glad you're hanging out, though. So I hear gold. I see gold and pull with green. To get where was that? Oh, here it is. Okay. No, don't stick. Trying to hang the stencils here so they dry. This needs a sheet of white paper under here. Some of this here. I do carry this yellow gold, this one. Hi, Casey. How are you? Um, but I'm kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of liking the idea of a green. Hmm. All right. Well, I think about that. Let that completely dry. Let's get back to this. This was just like a messy, fun play plate. And so for Leash, this has gold, it's got green. I'm gonna pull this with the something light. Something light. And I think I'm gonna use my Yasutomo paper. Get that out. Well, that's good, Casey. Freight days always can be a toss up. If y'all never worked in retail, freight day is when all your stuff comes in and you got to make room for the new and you've got to restock the old, and you know, it's a lot of work. It's why I now have back problems. Thanks, retail. I think I'm gonna pull this with the red with my Perot for flips and giggles. Feeling like I need a little more paint. Yes, and still give good customer service. They see you lugging a box and sweating, and they still want you to cater to them. I know who you were. All right, whatever comes up, comes up. Put the paper down before it dries. I'm gonna put here. Let that dry on top. Put another sheet. Am I back? That was weird, huh? Okay. Be right back, guys. Purple's still a little bit wet, but let's move on. Get these tags out here and see which ones I can work on before I leave you. So these are tags I did earlier today at the beginning of the stream. So I had to let some of them dry. Yes, these are definitely good enough to work with. Still a little wet. That should be okay. That should be good. We'll try these other ones too, but I'll see. Yeah. Where is that paper I had it earlier? Random paper. Not that brown packaging paper. I just had it. There it is. Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to use inks for right now. Excuse me, my camera's going to shake just a little bit. That's my acrylic inks here. All right, so let's see. Water. So this one was done with texture paste or the light modeling paste from Liquitex, this stuff here. And now I'm going to drop some inks on it. These are just acrylic inks. Let's use this here. This is teal. I don't think the stopper is working very well. So grab a pipette. And then drop some ink hither and yonder. Maybe some of this green here. I don't know if this green's working either. Is it? Oh, here we go. And some water. I love that. The movement. Very cool. Takes the color really well. I love that. All right. I'll come back with some of this here. Yes, very mermaidish. Let's try some of this Van Dyke. Nope, this is burnt umber. I think we'll do a little dripping on the keys. This particular pattern, this is the wonky net stencil, Shannon, from PM Artist Studio. And the this is keyholes. This is one of Becky Bokern's designs. All right, well, that's wet. I'm gonna drop some of this yellow ochre in here. Ooh, let's get some metallic spray. Got some of that gold. Do this has some metallic in it. Put some turmeric in there. Why do you hide from me? Another one. All right, let's see what we got here. Just have some gold in it. A little water for this one. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Texture paste. Yes, that is what is on here. Some of this gold. These are Dilutions shimmer spray. And this one is called Pure Sunshine. See, it's very, very gold. It's lovely. Look really nice once it's all dry. So let's set these to the side. All right, flowers. These are my little flowers. Starts yellow. Mm. I love how that ink just spreads out. You spray it with the water. Now I'm going to pull some of that up. There we go. Very nice. Where am I spray? Which this is fuchsia. Look here. This stuff goes everywhere. This is more of the Dilutions. This one is yes, funky fuchsia. Yeah, I've seen people make it. I haven't never made it myself because I don't know, I'm lazy like that. Um, a little bit of this blue here on the corners. And again, this is just plain H2O. It's fun. I want to put a little more yellow in here though. Just to fill in some of the areas of the card of the tag that are still showing. Maybe on this one. What's this? This is the Distress Mica Spray in Brushed Pewter. Maybe this one will just flick some on there. All righty. That's fun. Bye, Christy. Take care. Thanks for hanging out. That's cute, right? And what we do with this one. And this is the stencil asters from PM Artist Studio. Oh, you know what I have here? This is a good one. This is turquoise blue. This is an Amsterdam one. Give them a little shaky, shaky. I am going to spray it with water first this time, and we'll see. Let it disperse. Love it. Some of this teal left in here. Thanks, Renee. Oh, and then there's this more spray. This is stepping. No, what's it called? Yeah, glasses, Eddie, glasses. There we go. God, don't get old. Vibrant turquoise. I mean, seriously, Ranger, do better with your fonts. This is ridiculous. You should have a nice, clear font. When it's going to be this small, it shouldn't be fancy. That's just marketing 101. And I never even went to school for marketing. But I'm a consumer, you know. And people with really good vision are young and they don't buy this stuff. So think about that. Got to cater to your customer base, man. That's my rant for the day. Oh, here, let's for this one we'll do the antique bronze. Oh yeah. What is that? Is that is that a paper collection or Casey? Now I've had these a couple years, and the nozzles have not clogged on these mica sprays. So I think that's a plus. If we're gonna, if we're gonna complain, we should also have a positive. A little bit more on that. Love it because it tucks into the lines there. I think that's fun. Fun. Yeah. All right. I will tell him, Shannon. Tell him to get their act together. All right. I like this brown too. This is acrylic ink brown, transparent burnt umber. Ugh. Now this has more tag showing than texture paste, so this should be fun. Let's see. Let's see how quickly that soaks in. So we're gonna do some more. I need a drink. Ba-bum. Let's do the fuchsia spray. Not fuchsia spray, turquoise. A little bit there. And then maybe no, black. That's too dark. Some of this green here. Just to kind of break it up. try some of this. This is brilliant blue. Hi, Carla. Carla's going to watch on TV while she searches for a photo of a white leghorn chicken. Oh, Carla. You are too much. Just layer on that ink. This text a little saturated. I really don't want to pull out my heat gun. So, hi, Kathy. How are you? All right. That's funky. All right. And then for the last one, I like this bright one here. Let's do another one like that. Let's start with some orange. Do some red. I'm gonna spray some of this gold yellow. Might be too much, but we'll see. Nice. And there's another purple. Oh, wait. This is rose quartz. Let's see some of this. Yeah, I forgot I had these tags. And after, oh, really? Ooh, well, that's good to know, Shannon. I'm gonna just put some paint on there. What's I gonna say? Oh, I was doing some straightening up, and I forgot I had these tags left. So I was like, oh, let me pull out some tags. I haven't done some funky tags in a bit. Oh, I'm running out of this. I like this rose quartz. And see, this is totally different like look, because I've got less of the texture paste covering the card, or the tag rather. Still got some white showing there, so I'm gonna come in from this side with some. Let's do a little blue here. Take care, Casey. Thanks for hanging. I'm gonna let that do its thing. I don't want to spray water on it yet. I don't think it needs it. To like, I'm just gonna come in and pull some up. Or maybe some of this purple ink. There you go. Get those tags out, Zal. Lovely. That's fun. All right, let me set these together. Get them out of the way because I got to get a couple. We got to get the paint on that purple and bronze or metallic orange print. All right, so So did we decide on a color for this? We were talking about green, right? But did we decide on a shade of green? Black tags are fun to play with, especially with like you have like pearlescent paints or stuff like that, or like these mica sprays. They're great on the black paper. You can move there. All right, so we'll do a green. Let me think of a green. Let me see what I've got. Yeah. All right, you can go in water. Let's mix up some paints. I'm going to start with this Arctic. And add yeah, that yellow. And add some yellow ochre. I'm curious to see what these two colors do together. And that's why I'm doing it on this separate plate, because I don't want to mess up this print there. But I don't think I've ever mixed the Arctic with another color. That is weird. It's not going green at all. It's very interesting. Well, we can change that. Add a little bit of this indigo. Let's see what we can do. Oh, see, that kind of grayed it out. That is gray. Wow. That's very interesting. I may not use this for this print. I may just put it on a plate for something else, but that is interesting. Yeah. It's a nice blue gray. Okay, so I'm going to roll that out onto something else and do a different green on that plate, because that did not turn out green. I'm going to put it on here. Roll out, roll out. It's not going to fit on there, maybe. Silly bird. It should work. All right. Very weird color. I like it though. It's like concrete, cement. All right, so that's gonna let this dry on here. well, my Richardson paper. So let me get that out. So let me see. Yeah. You know what? I do have this. No, not that one, Eddie. Not that one. So I've got a sap green. That's too dark. So just a little plate here, and I can mix something up on here. So we'll start with that sap green. I'm going to add some of this bismuth yellow. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. All right, what do you guys think of that? Should we go lighter? More yellow? Going to go a little bit lighter just because I know it's going to probably dry a little darker. So I'm going to go a bit lighter so it doesn't darken up too much. And I can pull that other print. All right, here we go. There's my Baron. There we go. All right. So this guy I will pull off camera. Maybe I'll do a little short on it or something. But like as always, I'll post the pictures in Makers so that you guys can see the final. But it's gonna have to dry, and I'm not gonna be on that much longer. There. And it's 2 layers I gotta pull. We'll give it some time. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Sharon. I discovered a new gray today, color mixing. That's for sure. All right, let's take a gander. Oh, that's gonna be lovely. See if I can get it this way. Yeah, I can see it. That's gonna be good. Okay. Now we have this large one. Put down. This was with. Oh, this was just this to pull up that grungy goodness we had on there. Okay. Look at that edge, right? Like that strip. Very nice. Your poopy pants. Come on. Here we go. Let's get at it from the other side. There we go. Woo. Crazy, crazy, but there's so much going on in here. You got sunflowers, you got that basket weave, and then all the crazy marks we left by kissing the plates. That's a fun background. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hi, Chiquita. Hi, Michelle. Sorry you came in. This is the end. But please catch the replay. We did some fun stuff today. We made some beautiful mixed media tags. So these are still drying. And we created some gel prints and we did, yeah, we had some fun today. So be sure to check out the replay and no worries. And don't forget to hit like and be good to yourselves. Love yourself and make somebody smile today. Bye. Talk to you soon.